Buyers, just looking out over the flats, these are the river flats or creek flats, comes off Alligator Creek, running back around, and the hill where the house is, the red soil, they run down onto this black soil flat, and that's just looking back across that very good black soil flat. And as you can see why it runs 200 head of cattle and fattens. And we're going to show you the pondage down here shortly, where it's all been set up, and this pondage can be pumped into in all 15 hectare lots, and there's unlimited pumping into each of those for water to keep them up, so you never run out. Leo buyers, just looking at the house here, it's a 2-bedroom home, open plan living, and plus a good shower and toilet, everything else. As you can see, it's being fully renovated and set up. It's really been set up nice, tile floors inside, good new kitchen, bathroom and toilet, really presenting well. That'll be all finished in another week or so. Well buyers, just looking inside the homestead here, as you can see, it's a open plan living area and also dining and kitchen. Good sized bedrooms with built-in cupboards, 2 of them in the homestead. I'll only show the one, tile floor. Good roomy living area, and by the way, this house is being renovated at the moment, so that's why there's a bit of stuff out of place, but everything's all in so there's verandas on all sides, and just looking out over the country in the background there, and there's 200 acres of red country, and the rest of the approximate 800 acres is all good. And just drawing your attention here, buyers, to this. This is down in the lower flats areas, coming down on Alligator Creek, and you can see there the timber that's died. Now that's all been tordened before the banks were put in, and of course the water you see in there, that would come from the last rain. But if it hadn't rained, the vendor would be pumping that water up out of the creek and keep those ponds full. And this is grass with Aleman grass, as well as what do you say, Pangola in here. Now by just looking here, that tree line there, that's sort of around about the boundary, and the biggest part of the property has been improved and grassed. It's all set up and operating very well. You see those dead suckers there, they've just been treated just recently, and so the vendor's been keeping right on top of his regrowth and making sure that everything he's got is well and truly under control. This is Alligator Creek, and as you can see there, it's running now, and it runs most of the year. It runs, and while that creek's running, you can pump water and fill up those pondage banks, which is a great asset to this place. Nothing better than having rain when you want it. That pump there, boys, that's the pump for pumping water up in through that lay flat and out into those pondage areas. Now there's the lagoon, the horseshoe lagoon that I just showed you, buyers, and come up here. This is a bit of lay flat, and where they plug into the pump and motor, and they pump through the lay flat, then back out into the pondage area, so that they can put the water back into the pondage. It's a great idea. Now buyers, I've been talking about these banks. This is I've got in now where I can get a good look over these pondage areas. And that'll give you an idea what we're talking about. And we're just up off that horseshoe lagoon where they've been pumping water back up to fill these pondage areas. But as you can see here, a lot of this has come in from the rain we've just had, but they had pump water in here just before that last lot of rain. I'll give you an idea how it works and how significant. Now, I was just looking here, this is that's the next door neighbour's over there, and he's got a weir in there, and it's of no significance, but by the same token, just giving you a look. There's the water, and as you can see the creek is running, and it runs pretty much all year. If there's any rain over in the Byfield area, where Byfield gets quite a lot of rain, this creek runs, and it runs for quite a long period of time.
Some of that little red...
Boys, here we are now, we're looking back across. This is not looking at every bit of the area that's pondage and can be filled with water, but basically most of it. And there is country back further over and further back up into the top there. You can see where those birds are flying way over there. That goes way beyond that. So there's, as I said to you before, there's a lot of country here that is able to be replenished with water and let give you the ability to be able to buy cattle in the very dry period of the year when everyone's desperately trying to sell them off cheap. Now, boys, just looking here, this is the top end of the pondage country, and as you can see, just looking there, there's the water comes right up to here, and that's the top end of it. That's where she all finishes. And there's a bit more pondage can be put in above this too. Well, here you are, boys. Just give you a good look at what the yards are like here on the block. Just down there's a bit of a covered area with a vet crush and leads up into the loading ramp. But those yards, good set of steel cattle yards, and over there you've got a shed with a lean-to on it, right beside the yards, somewhere to store a bit of hay, and also to store a bit of stuff for the yards. Just another shot of that lean-to the side of the shed there down at the yards, and just a bit of a quick look back across at the yards here. There's some porta panel there, but also too some good solid steel yards that have been built. So as you can see there, boys, a good shed, concrete floor, right next to the yard, and very useful. Just go look at the lean-to here on the side. There's a couple of tractors and that there. Earth floor. So, boys, there you are. As you can see, it's a good little place, good fattening block. This country here would be a great place to fatten females and buy and sell. It's certainly well and truly up to handling 200 of cattle and fatten those and a couple of rollovers a year. So there's good weight gain, plenty of kilos to put on there, and good money to be made. Give us a call. I'd love to bring you out and show you over.